Hi, this is an overview of how to use Minecraft Education here at National Trail. If you click on the Minecraft launcher, you should get this window right away. Right now, the students have the ability to start Minecraft EDU or start regular Minecraft. If they start regular Minecraft, they're just playing Minecraft like they do at home. It is an older version, it's version 1.7, but that's what educational stopped at. And I'm trying to still figure out a way to block that. But if they hit Start Minecraft EDU and then hit Launch, I am on a teacher machine. They have to be patient. The act of loading up Minecraft is not super fast. And the first time it's really slow. And it's open on my other screen. So there's the Minecraft EDU launcher. Now, depending on how you want to set it up, and I have it set up this way, they log in with their username so you know who's what, and I'm going to show you how later in this video to make it so only specific users can log into your server. Kids that aren't in your class can't connect to it. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as bpool, like it was my username, and hit continue. Now they need to say where they're going to connect to. So you're going to say, and by the way, if they did the wrong name, they can go back here and change their name to something else, back to their username. Then they're going to click multiplayer, and you can see I've got a bunch of worlds up here right now, but you need to make sure they connect to your world. So you're going to click add server, have them name your room. For instance, I'm doing this particular one for the middle school computer lab, so I might say Minecraft 412, and then put in the server address, which I should have emailed you the server address for your particular server, and this one is 10.66, too many sixes, .5.33. And then when I hit done, now it's added to me to my available logons. It has a little check mark. I could go through here and remove these other servers if I wanted to, so they're not on my list. Anyway, that's how they add the server. Then when they go to get in, they just double click on it. They should be on I'm a student. If you're going in, you're going to click I'm a teacher, and you need to know the teacher password for the server that you're going into. If you don't know the server password, which I should have emailed you the initial teacher password, then you won't be able to get in this way. And you have to remote to the server itself in order to do that. So if I click I'm a student and I say connect, it's going to say the server is restricted only to certain alias names. In other words, I'm not on the list. You are not in that list. So the teacher has to add me before I can go in to this particular server. And I'm going to show you how to do that next as a teacher as well. So if I was going to go on mine and connect as a student, and I'm just going to show you how it works as a teacher. Now I'm going to my server and I'm connecting as a teacher, and I'm going to say connect, and I think that's the password, and it's not. I don't know what I changed it to last. Let's see if I made it this one. Nope. There's only so many options. There we go. Okay, so I'm on my teacher server, and now I can hit M, turn on creative mode, and I can do some things here as far as controlling the world. So in the world, I can say whether survival, creative, Minecraft EDU mode. I can say whether things like fire and TNT are allowed, and only I can do this as a teacher. I can change the difficulty. I can say no weather, I can say what time of day it is, and I can even lock that time of day so that if I don't want to have, for instance, monsters, they're just going to build stuff as a creative thing. I can say, hey, they're all on creative mode. There's no structures, no animals, no weather, no other dimensions, no villagers. This is just a creative world for them. And I just killed all my stuff that was in there. Now I don't have all my cows. So that's how that works. Then over here on player settings, are they allowed to fight each other, player versus player? Can they resurface? If you want to freeze them, if you want them to keep their inventory when they die as opposed to losing it. So if they're in creative mode and they fall into lava, do you want them to have the stuff they had? Can they respawn themselves? Can they build? And can they talk to each other? You can mute them so they can't chat with each other. And then you can even make it so students can fly around and get around the world more easily. And then up here I can see what players are on. There's none on right now. I can give things to players. I can give players assignments to get done. I can go to various stations that I have set up, and that's kind of a different thing, but if I want to go to that station, I just click there and my guy moves to that station. I can hit him again. And these are some building options if I want to go into build mode or long distance build. And then my programming mode with the turtles. That's what M brings up for me. Basically, I'm going to do these things if I want to build a world for my students to use, and then I'll save that world before I let them have access to it. And we're going to go through that here in a minute when I remote to the server itself. So that's basically get into Minecraft and what it looks like as a teacher inside Minecraft. I'm going to go ahead and close Minecraft and go to the server side. Actually, I'm no reason not to leave this open. Oh, yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so if I want to go to the server, I'm going to do a remote desktop. Oop, that's not what I want to do. And I'm going to remote to the server address that I just said. So I'm going to remote to that address, and I'm going to hit show options, and I'm not going to log in as me. In the case of this server, I have a specific auto logon user that always is on for this user, and I'll kind of show you why. And I should have emailed you those credentials as a teacher too. There we go. Okay, do you want to log in here? Don't ask me again. Yes. Okay, so now I've logged into this server, and you see that the Minecraft server launcher is already open. Now, what happens is every single time the server starts, it automatically launches the server with an increased amount of RAM so it can handle more students, and it automatically loads the last saved world. So this one is using whatever world the teacher last year, Dan Studebaker, saved right now. And at any time I could go and hit save world. Oh, I gotta put a name in there. I could name the world, and you can see he's got a bunch of different names. He's dated them there. I could name it. I could say test, save, and hit save world. And I might want to do that before I go and do something drastic like creating a new world and starting it all over again. I don't know if there's anybody in this right now. Let's see, if I go to user control, these are all the students, and none of them should be in there because they're all freshmen, so I'm going to go ahead and take them all out. So if I go through here and go all the way in and say remove, now all of those people should come out, maybe? Oh, there was even more. Does it only let me do one at a time? Oh, well, that's highly disconcerting. It is only letting me do one at a time. So I'm going to remove all these students. And then I might add the teacher, add a new role, and I'm going to add teacher, and I say, oops, what am I hitting? And I'm going to hit add teacher. Now it doesn't ask me for a password there because it was a student. So look, I can add myself as a student, bpool. Now I have to add a password. And what I would recommend doing when you're adding students to your list is I would open up the password list and put their current username and their current password so they have nothing else to remember. They're adding their username and passwords. Now, that's to this server 5.33, not to this world. So when I start a new world, I don't have to add them again, I don't think. So let's go through and see if I'm right on that. So I can go back here and I can say stop server, return to launcher. Operation was canceled, and you can see the auto launch just closed there. And I can create a new world now if I wanted to. I'm going to generate a random world, but you can do, if you know what seeds are, you can just start a completely flat world. You can say whether they're animals. I'm just going to say random world for now. Okay, so the server starting up, you can see it needs to be green anytime there. And let's go to player settings and see if they're, won't let me switch until that turns green. There we go, player settings. I'm sorry, user control, and you can see the same people are in there. It isn't based on the world, it's based on the users. Okay, so let's go through some server information. This one's pretty much telling you nothing. World information, basically it says what kind of world it is, what kind of world type. This is the seed for this world. If you wanted to generate it again as a new thing, if you put in the seed, it would automatically generate the exact same world. The world settings right now is that weather is on, but you can change these before you save it, because what I do with students is I set up a world, I save it, and then I open it up, and then I save it as a new thing like Brown 2, and then I put the Brown 2 students in it, and then I'll open the world for those students. So there we go. Then I can give stuff here. I can create assignments here. This is where I add my students under your user control. Alias or alias protection, it means that you have to come in with a name, and this says only these students can join. And so if you add a student, you have to put in the name and password. If you add another teacher, you just have to put in the name, and they have to know the teacher password. So what's that mean? So if I go down here to settings, the last thing, change server teacher password. I'm going to go ahead and do that because I have no idea what the teacher password is right now. So I'm going to hit change teacher password, and I'm going to say I'm not saying what it is on the video. Now when anyone logs in, Ms. Durkee, as a teacher, she has to put that password in, and anytime she wants to change the password of the teachers, because she could have more than one teacher in here if she wanted to assign someone else, you just come to settings, change server teacher password. So if I've taken the time and I've gone through and tweak, oh no, cancel, tweaked everything I want, and I've got ready for my students, then I'm going to say pre-student, I'm just naming it something, 10, 22, 19. I'm going to hit save world. You can't do that. I put slashes in there. I knew that when I was typing it. I don't know what I was doing there. You put dashes though. There we go. So, and I didn't put a 10 in. So this is when I saved it last before I let students in. I'm going to hit save world. So now you would think that I would want to just go and let my students on, but I don't. I actually say, okay, that's the pre-save world, and now I'll do it again before I let students on, and now I've got the world saved for what my students are, and so I can reload that other one if I ever wanted to clear out everything. Is you guys are starting all over again if I wanted to. Now, because I opened this myself, it started with less RAM, and I don't want to do it with less RAM. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit, and you know what, I'm going to open up Minecraft again, since I made it so I could go to that one and kind of show you. It launches faster after you've launched it the first time, but it always goes back to your main display. Okay, so now I can get in this one as a student. And now it'll let me in because I've been added to that. Here's this world. Yay! Here's this world. Now I'm going to go back because I'm kind of swapping around here to show you stuff. There we go. So now I really don't want to use this one as the one that is running because of the fact that it's not running with increased RAM. So I'm just going to close it. I'm going to say quit. And I'm going to use this shortcut, Mine412 Launcher. This actually is the one that launches it via the command line, which gives it more RAM than traditional, lets it run better. And it should start up right back at the same world I was just at. that. We'll see if it works like I think it's supposed to. The server's ready, so I can minimize this. And look, I lost my connection. Log back in. Oh. What do I do here? This is a Minecraft server. Please connect the Minecraft to... What? I did. You silly. For some reason it came out there. Now I don't know if I'm typing my password. Okay, so right back the exact same place I just was in that server. And basically the reason you do that... I gotta escape to go back here. Basically, the reason you do that is just so you get that increase, you get it to start here. So on the server, I always use this to start it once I'm done. So I save it, close it, and open it up this way. It just runs better for the students because it's giving them more processing power, it's giving them more RAM, and it doesn't lock up as much. So that's just a little trick there for you. So I'm going to send you this video along with the stuff that I just gave you in order to get it going.